Picture this: a land brimming with ancient history, the crossroads of civilizations, now a battlefield trembling under the weight of its destiny. Greater Syria, or Al-Sham, was no stranger to conflict, but this time the stakes were higher than ever before. Who would emerge victorious? And at what cost? Stick around, because the story that unfolds is one of courage, strategy, and a victory that reshaped history forever. The battle wasn't just about land. It was about identity, faith, and the survival of a people's vision for their future. Imagine standing shoulder to shoulder with warriors who believed their fight was not just for today, but for generations yet unborn. They didn't see themselves as mere fighters. They were protectors of a legacy. Let me ask you this. If you were there, knowing what was at stake, could you have borne the weight of their courage? But let's rewind for a moment. Before the clash of swords and the roar of armies, Greater Syria was a region of both beauty and turmoil. Its strategic importance made it the prize of empires, but this also turned it into a chessboard for power-hungry factions. Can you imagine the tension, the whispers of war growing louder with each passing day? And yet, amidst the uncertainty, a resilient spirit brewed, one that refused to be extinguished. When the battle began, it was chaos. Armies clashed in a spectacle of sheer willpower, their cries echoing across the land. The dust of the battlefield rose like a shroud, obscuring the faces of those who fought with every ounce of their strength. Here's a thought. What drives a person to keep going when all seems lost? Fear? Faith? Or something more profound? It wasn't just brute force that turned the tide. Strategy played a monumental role. The leaders on the Muslim side didn't just plan for victory. They anticipated every move, every counterattack. It was like watching a master chess player. Each decision calculated, each risk meticulously weighed. If you think war is only about muscle, think again. Would you have had the patience to outwit your opponent, knowing one wrong move could spell disaster? But it wasn't all flawless execution. There were moments of near collapse, times when hope seemed like a flickering candle in a storm. Imagine the fear that grips you when you're on the brink of defeat. And yet, it's in those moments of despair that extraordinary leaders emerge. One general's rallying cry turned the tide, a speech so electrifying that it made the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Words have power, don't they? And then came the final push, a charge so ferocious, so unrelenting. It's been immortalized in history. But here's the twist. Victory wasn't just about the battlefield. It was about what came next. Would the conquerors build or destroy? Would their victory inspire unity or deepen divisions? You might be wondering, what does this ancient battle have to do with us today? Everything. The story of Al-Sham is a reminder that resilience, strategy, and unity can overcome even the most daunting challenges. It's a lesson that transcends time, echoing through the corridors of history and into our modern lives. And if there's one thing to take away, it's this. The power of belief can move mountains, even in the darkest of times. So, as you reflect on the tale of Greater Syria's battle, ask yourself, what battles are you fighting? And do you have the courage to see them through? Because sometimes the greatest conquests aren't won on the battlefield. They're won within. And yet, the story doesn't end here. The victory in Greater Syria was not just a moment of triumph, but the beginning of a profound transformation. With the dust of the battlefield settling, the true test of leadership emerged, rebuilding a fractured region into a beacon of hope and strength. How does a society heal after such relentless turmoil? The answer lies in the courage to forge unity out of diversity, to replace division with solidarity. Imagine the faces of the people, farmers, merchants, families, all looking to their leaders for guidance. This was no time for complacency. It was a call to action. Infrastructure was rebuilt, alliances were forged, and justice became the cornerstone of governance. Leaders understood that a victory is hollow without progress, and progress thrives on the principles of fairness and compassion. But let's not romanticize it entirely. Challenges remained, and not everyone embraced the new vision willingly. Suspicion lingered among former adversaries, and old wounds don't heal overnight. Yet, it's precisely in these moments of doubt that determination can make all the difference. Have you ever faced resistance when trying to bring about change? If so, you'll understand the delicate balance between patience and persistence that these leaders had to master. This chapter of history also reminds us that the ripple effects of such victories extend far beyond their immediate surroundings. The triumph in Al-Sham inspired neighboring regions, proving that even in the face of insurmountable odds, unity and vision can light the way forward. One can't help but wonder, how many lives were forever altered by the events set in motion during those days? As we bring this journey to a close, consider the lessons woven into the fabric of this tale. The battle for Greater Syria wasn't just a historical event. It's a mirror reflecting the struggles and aspirations of humanity itself. And as you navigate your own challenges, remember this. Every great conquest starts with a single step, every triumph with an unwavering belief in the possibility of change. What will your legacy be?